Hi, kids. Welcome back. Last time I talked to you, you were coming up with a solid argument about which song Chinese invention is the most important in all of world history. Was it the compass? Was it bridges? Was it the smallpox inoculation? Was it paper? Was it printing? Was it gunpowder? Now, technically speaking, I could have given you 7 things to argue, but I needed to reserve one for myself. So, in my opinion, the most important Chinese invention is actually this.
Look! I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, beans, greens.
Now, obviously, the invention that I'm talking to is actually not an invention at all. It's actually an advancement. Now, in order for the Song Dynasty to support its massive population, it needed to figure out how to feed its massive population. Now, they were the first dynasty to figure out how to cultivate enough food for everyone. Now, their food of choice, of course, is rice. Now, in order for me to properly explain why rice is so important, I actually have to tell you a story about my life before I was a teacher. So, I came home one night really late after work on a Friday night when I was in high school. Now, I'm exhausted, and I lay down in my bed, and then all of a sudden, my phone starts ringing. So I pick it up, and I say, hello? And it's my buddy Nick. He lives down the street, and he says, dude, come over. I just made the best dinner ever, and I have tons of leftovers. I'd love for you to come over and eat the rest. So I look down at my stomach, and I'm like, food? Yeah, that sounds great. So I hop into my car as happy as could be, and I zoom over to Nick's house, practically kick open the door, and smell the worst smell I possibly have ever smelled in my entire life. So I look at Nick and I say, Nick, what on earth did you make me? And he says, just wait. It's going to be delicious. I have made lime curry tacos. Now, these tacos were basically just a tortilla with rice on top of it, drizzled in this lime curry sauce that looked like boogers. So I look down at this and I'm like, okay. But my mom taught me my manners. So I gingerly reach down, grab a taco, take a bite, and realize, OMG, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. So I ended up eating something like 8 or 9 tacos, just stuffing my stomach to the brim. And then I look at Nick with a very full belly and say, thank you. That was delicious. So I hop back into my car again and drive back home. And about halfway there, I get my very first... So I drive a little bit faster and a little bit faster and a little bit faster. And I'm almost home. And all of a sudden, I get that... So I pull up in front of my house and I am literally sprinting as fast as I possibly can to my front door, open up the front door, run inside my room, headed straight for the bathroom, looking for my beloved toilet, and I get so close, and then... Now, I lay down in my bed after barfing my brains out, and I think to myself, okay, well, now my stomach is empty, but at least I learned something today. I learned something very important about rice. I learned that if you cook rice, what happens to rice is that it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And in fact, when you put rice into your stomach, it actually continues to grow bigger and bigger and bigger and will make you full, because as I lay there next to the toilet looking down at all of the rice that I had just vomited into the toilet, they all looked like the size of miniature golf balls. Those rice kernels had grown inside of my stomach. Now, for the people living during the Song Dynasty, this was important. Now, all they had to do was get rice to their people, and then their people would be full. It would give the people an opportunity to do other things other than simply just farming all day long. Now, here's the craziest thing. if you have Vietnamese blood running through your veins, you should be very angry about this, because where did the Song Dynasty get their rice from? They stole it from Vietnam. Now, Vietnam had this very particular strain of rice called Champa rice. It's drought resistant, it grows well in poor soil, and it resists disease. The Song Dynasty government sent spies down into Vietnam, stole bits of this rice, brought it back to China, and it is the Vietnamese Champa rice that allowed the Song Dynasty to feed its population of 100 million people. Now, kiddos, what you are going to do for the rest of your time today is fairly simple. All you're going to do is you are going to go to the Padlet, the one that you guys filled out last time I saw you. Now, the link to that Padlet will be shared in this video, so all you have to do is go to the description of this video and you will find it. Now, I want you to set up page 11 just looking exactly like this. Song Dynasty Inventions is the title. CHQ, which is the greatest Chinese invention? And I want you to read the responses of all your classmates. Now, on that Padlet, you will see people arguing that the compass is the most important, that bridges is the most important, that paper, printing, gunpowder, and smallpox inoculation is the most important. What I want you to simply do is make one-sentence summaries based on your responses of your classmates. So once you are done with that, you are good to go. And when I see you next, we will officially vote for what we think is the most important Chinese invention. Kiddos, enjoy.